Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Miss Roxanne and this is Daily Rambles. I have some explaining to do. We're doing Stargirl season 1 episode 9. I could not do anything last night because someone hit a power line and knocked out all the cable and Wi-Fi and phone. I literally couldn't do anything until like 12 o'clock. So sorry. And my show didn't record, so I had to watch on the CW seed because I'm too broke to have the DC Universe thing. And also, Stargirl got picked up for season 2 strictly on CW and not through DC Universe, just because I think DC Universe is only a US based um, app, so or streaming platform. So anyway, let's jump right into the episode, which is season 1, episode 9, called Brainwave. So we start off with decades ago. The I guess Brainwave got okay. So he was in the parking lot. He was apparently conducting experiments, and this guy was trying to off him, but the guy didn't because of Brainwave used his powers and off the guy. And he records a tape and confess. So we go back to present day where Henry goes into the secret room and he also looks at the tapes and sees the confession. So basically, so we found out Brainwave's parents were too dangerous for any agency or U.S. government or any government to do. So he experimented on himself, and that's how he got his powers. And basically, since he took over, when he took out the robber, and he felt relief, and his migraines subsided because he's been having migraines for days because he started reading people's thoughts. Then we cut to where he calls it a success. Then we go back to Courtney, talks to Pat about Henry, and she wants to bring him in to help. Pat is very frustrated because he thought that the Injustice Society literally just moved to Blue Valley and just kind of disbanded or whatever, and he didn't think that they were still doing stuff, but they are. And then he talks about the Dragon Kings, and Pat was in it, and oh, sorry, just kidding. He talks about the Dragon King, who is Cindy's dad, Dr. Ido, I want to say, or Ito. Sorry if I'm butchering it. And then he talks about he was in another group, and he doesn't think that Ido is dead and that the Dragon King is still alive because he was in another group, and I guess in Britain because it was called the Soldiers of Victory, and he talks about the cowboys that were in there, and there was a knight and other stuff, which I guess is the janitor. And then we cut to where there's 8 people in it, and he lost. And then Pat said they lost touch with all of them, and he wished that he could talk to them. Then go back to the janitor who's mopping and envisions the cosmic staff. And he thought it was in his hand apparently for a second, and then he dropped it and it was the mop again. Okay. And then we cut to where Beth noticed that Cindy's house is empty, and the AI said that she moved overseas. And then we cut to where Cindy threatens her dad. First, he's like, "Please let me out, please let me out." And she goes, "I will off you if you don't let me out." And so the dad walks up to the door and he says, "Oh, I know you couldn't do that to your own daughter." And he literally shuts that little thing and gasses her to knock her out. And then we cut to where Henry is watching more tapes and he tries to move objects and he's getting a lot better at it. Then we cut to where Yolanda is very upset at Courtney about trying to bring Henry in, and Rick is not on board either, and Yolanda is out. Then we cut to where Henry's granddad was ugly to his dad, and then we cut to where he was on let's see. Then we cut to where he was on a train and he heard this guy have awful thoughts about this girl, and so he decided to blind him, and that didn't really help. So he gave him a telekinetic push and offed him with a car, and then his migraine subsided until he heard someone else's mind, and that's when he started to hate humans because they all have dirty thoughts and greedy and selfish and just monsters, and he doesn't like them. And then we cut to where the maid checks in on Henry, and she's like, he's better off alone. He can read her thoughts, and he's like, I'll worry about him. And then we started talking some crap about the dad. He kind of goes off and goes and talks and tells him about an attorney is trying to get in touch with him. And then we cut to where he says his dad said the Injustice Society is having a meeting, and the amplifier will be up in a week, and it'll be 6 states wide, and it'll conform everyone to the thoughts that they agree with the Injustice Society. And then we cut to where Jordan talks to Barbara, and he doesn't feel accomplished since the project's almost over. So I guess Barbara offers to cook dinner. And then we cut to where Pat call. Oh, hang on. So Henry's back at the hospital and tries to talk to the dad, but hears ugly thoughts about all the people and how and for instance, like this one man who's like wheeling, I guess his mother. It's like, I can't wait for her to go so I can get her money in her car and I'll be all set. And just hearing all these awful, awful things that people are saying. And then we cut to where let's see here. Then we cut to where Beth and Rick talk to Pat about Henry, and Pat's like, just let Courtney take care of it. And then wants them to check for a tunnel network that's underneath the town. So Rick's not happy about it, and Rick is going to be reading his dad's journal and let Beth do all the other work. And then Courtney talks to Henry at the hospital and read her mind, and is not happy with her because she's the one that caused the whole thing with Brainwave in the first place. But he still hears her out, and she basically tells him to look deeper within people. Like, people usually say all these ugly thoughts because they are not, they're just venting to themselves and trying to be like, not be ugly on the outside, but it's hard to explain. Basically, to look deeper and be below all the ugly thoughts. There's like a sense of love there, and it's just the way they go about it is not correct. Anyway, then we cut to where Henry tells her to leave when she starts slamming her dad because it's like, your dad was offered to you and you're here supporting him and stuff like that. And she said, I can't imagine what that's like to be, have him as a father. And that's when he got angry and told her to leave. And she's like, okay. So she goes home, and Barbara is cooking dinner for 8 people, and Pat offers to help. Then Courtney gets the door, and it's Cameron's family with Jordan and his parents. Then Yolanda attacks Henry and tells him to back off of Courtney, and reads her mind, and she wants to off him very much, but underneath it, she says, "I loved you. How did you did this to me with the whole picture thing and everything?" And that's why she's so upset. And he finally gets it because he looked deeper. And so Yolanda leaves and just tells them to back off, like with helping Courtney and helping us, like, we don't want you. Anyway, then it's family dinner time, and they do a Norwegian prayer, and then Beth found something, and basically it's called the other founding fathers created the tunnels underneath the town. So the Injustice Society can do whatever we want because they have all these tunnel networks. Then we cut to where back to the family dinner time. So Courtney got this scalding hot plate from the oven and brought it to the table. And then Jordan took it because Mike was feeding the dog. And so he took it and moved it around with no problem. So obviously he's icicle. And so now Courtney saw it and then talks to Pat about the dessert and says that she thinks that he's icicle. And he's like, okay. So then we cut to where Jordan approves of Courtney with Cameron. Then we cut to where Barbara saw the staff and freaks out. Henry talks to the attorney and reads his mind, and basically it's a whole money issue, and he was trying to just scam the kid. So Henry offed him, and the dad woke up, and I don't know if he has amnesia because he sounded very like not all there. So we'll see about that. Anyway, and that was the end of the episode. It was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. And I gave it I'm just gonna give it an A. It was a strong A. One thing I thought was really interesting is like during the dinner, I feel like Jordan is going to try to take Barbara away from Pat and his family because the parents are saying like, "Oh, I like Barbara, but I don't like the daughter or the son." I was like, "Damn, that's like rude." But they're saying Norwegians, they're not going to get it. And I just thought it was a really good episode. It was very emotion based, which I thought was really good because not a lot of action shows really do that. But I feel like this has a good balance. I just thought it was a good balance. So, really good episode. Really enjoyed it. Again, so sorry I did not upload it last night, but I couldn't help it. So anyway, that's what I did for this video. So like this video, please go to like, comment down below, tell me what you think, do agree, disagree. Tell me your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe because it does help out the channel a lot. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, everybody.